Reverse parallel parking, the maneuver that almost every learner driver dreads. Just hearing the examiner say, "I'd like you to carry out a reverse parallel park," is enough to make many people's heart race. It's one of the 4 maneuvers you could be asked to perform on your driving test, yet it's probably the one that causes the most anxiety. But here's the truth, reverse parallel parking isn't difficult. In fact, it's one of the easiest maneuvers you'll ever learn, as long as you follow the correct routine. In this video, I'll break it down into simple, easy-to-follow steps, explain exactly why each step matters, and help you develop a skill you'll use for the rest of your driving life. By the end, you'll be able to reverse parallel park with confidence, accuracy, and complete control. Let's start with the most important part of reverse parallel parking, observations. No matter how good your steering is or how accurate your reference points are, nothing is more important than knowing what's happening around your car at all times. Throughout the entire maneuver, keep checking all around you. Is another vehicle approaching? Is a cyclist coming up behind? Has a pedestrian stepped into the road? You need to see it, recognize it, and react to it. Remember, you are responsible for making sure it's safe to continue. Create an invisible safety bubble around your car. If anyone enters that bubble, crosses your path, or could be affected by what you're about to do, stop. Let them pass, reassess the situation, carry out your observations again, and only continue when you're certain it's safe. Accuracy is another key aspect of a good parallel park. You should aim to finish the maneuver within the length of 2 car lengths, so smooth control and good positioning are essential. As a general guide, you should finish within about 30 centimeters of the curb, roughly the width of a standard drain. However, the closer you can safely position your tires to the curb, the better. Your aim is to avoid touching the curb altogether. A clean, accurate finish without any contact is always the goal. A light graze is usually marked as a driving fault, minor, but hitting the curb with force or mounting the pavement is likely to be marked as a serious or dangerous fault. That's why keeping your speed low is so important. The slower you move, the more time you have to react, and if you do misjudge your position, you're far more likely to just gently touch the curb rather than hitting it with force. If things don't go to plan, don't panic. Examiners allow you to select a forward gear and readjust your position, provided you do so safely and carry out effective observations. In fact, making a safe correction is far better than forcing the maneuver and ending up too far from the curb or hitting it. Remember, nobody expects perfection. Your aim is to finish reasonably close to the curb, with the car straight, parallel, and under control. Exactly, control. Now that we've covered the safety and accuracy aspects of parallel parking, let's focus on the technical side, how to actually carry out the maneuver. We'll look at the technique, including steering inputs and useful reference points. Remember, reference points are only guides, not a replacement for good observations and control. Every car is slightly different, so reference points will vary depending on the vehicle, your seating position, and your view of the road. Use them as a starting point and adapt them to the car you're driving. Now, let's break the control part of the reverse parallel park into simple steps. First, make sure it's safe, and pull up alongside the car you're going to use for the maneuver. Aim to leave about a door's width between your car and theirs, and stop slightly ahead of it. Once you've stopped, select reverse gear and apply your left indicator if it's needed. Carry out full observations all around the vehicle, then begin reversing very slowly in a straight line. Keep reversing until the rear of the parked car appears somewhere between the middle of your rear passenger window and the B pillar. Anywhere within that area is a perfectly good first reference point. When you reach it, steer one full turn to the left, 360 degrees. Check all around again and continue reversing until your car forms an angle of approximately 30 to 45 degrees with the parked car. If angles aren't your thing, imagine your car pointing anywhere between 1 and 2 o'clock position. Once you reach that angle, steer one full turn to the right to straighten the wheels, check all around again, and continue reversing in a straight line into the space. Keep reversing until the curb completely disappears from your door mirror. This reference point will be different for everyone because of differences in height, seating position, mirror adjustment and, most importantly, the car you're driving. Spend some time practicing to find the reference point that works for you. If your car has a reversing camera, the guidelines can also help confirm you're in the correct position. When the curb disappears from the mirror, stop and steer one full turn to the right. Check all around again and continue reversing very slowly while constantly checking your position in relation to the curb. As soon as you can see that your car is parallel with the curb, steer one full turn to the left to prevent the front wheel from getting too close to the curb, check all around again and then continue reversing gently until you're fully parked. Remember, reference points are only a guide. Every car is slightly different, so don't worry if yours aren't exactly the same as mine. With a little practice, you'll quickly discover the reference points that work best for you. Now that we've covered the theory, let's jump into the driver's seat and go through the maneuver step by step from the driver's perspective. First of all, remember the steering sequence: left, right, right, left. We start with a left turn, followed by 2 right turns, and finish with a left turn. Keeping this simple pattern in mind will make the maneuver much easier to remember. Another easy way to remember the steering sequence is this: left, to enter. Right, to straighten. Right, to align. Left, and you're fine. It's a simple phrase that matches each stage of the maneuver and makes the steering sequence much easier to remember. And that's reverse parallel parking from start to finish. Remember, this maneuver isn't about being perfect, it's about being safe, accurate, and in control. Focus on the 3 key areas we've covered throughout this video. Observations: keep checking all around before and during the maneuver. Accuracy: use your reference points and position the car correctly. Control: move slowly, steer smoothly, and don't rush. If things don't go exactly to plan, don't panic. You can stop, think, make adjustments if needed, and continue safely. That's exactly what the examiner wants to see. Take your time, trust the process, and remember the steering sequence. With enough practice, reverse parallel parking will become just another routine maneuver. Good luck with your driving test. Don't stress, you've got this. And if you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a like, subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Safe driving!